Growing up, we are surrounded by images of knights. We see knights rescuing princesses from towers guarded by dragons, and this view changes over time to heroes such as Batman in The Dark Knight Rises, and we even see parodies of these heroes in films such as Monty Python's Spamalot. However, it isn't until you encounter characters such as Sir Lancelot and Sir Gawain that you truly begin to gain insight into the dangerous and strict occupation that was knighthood. So what was a knight? There are several different definitions to define. According to the free online dictionary, a knight can be defined as a medieval gentleman soldier, usually high-born, raised by a sovereign to privileged military status after training as a page and squire. The Merriam-Webster dictionary definition is slightly more in-depth and defines a knight as a mounted man-at-arms serving a feudal superior, especially a man ceremonially inducted into special military rank, usually after completing service as page and a squire, or a man devoted to the service of a lady as her attendant or champion. The final definition comes from dictionary.com, where a knight is defined as a man upon whom the non-hereditary dignity of knighthood is conferred by a sovereign because of personal merit or for services rendered to the country. So, what do all these definitions have in common? They all define a knight as a man of great valor that has achieved his rank through years of training and service. The process of becoming a knight was long and took several years. To become a knight, a young boy, usually around the age of 7, was sent off to serve as a page in a lord's castle. Here he would begin to learn basic skills such as horsemanship, archery, and swordsmanship. Around the age of 10, the boy would become a squire. As a squire, a majority of his training would concentrate on strength and fitness. He was also taught to become a skilled fighter with all the various weaponry of his time. A squire was also responsible for caring for a knight's horses and their stables, as well as cleaning and polishing the knight's armor and weapons. During their time as a squire, the boys were also expected to learn the chivalric codes and to listen to tales of previous great knights and kings. A squire was finally promoted to a knight around the age of 21, but only after first proving himself in battle. After proving himself, a lord would dub him knighthood during a dubbing ceremony. The Knight's Code was a series of bylaws set out by a lord that a knight must follow. The codes varied from lord to lord and castle to castle. The code could include things such as honesty, patience, humility, protecting and serving ladies, not committing murder, and helping other knights. Most of us have heard the legends and tales of King Arthur and of his Knights of the Round Table. Arthur held his knights to incredibly high moral and chivalrous standards. The two knights that we will now discuss were members of Arthur's court. First, we will look at Sir Gawain. Gawain was not the typical knight, given that he wasn't extremely strong or skilled in battle. However, he is considered to have been extremely courteous and chivalrous. Gawain also exemplified courage in his tale of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Sir Lancelot was also a member of Arthur's table. He is considered to be one of the greatest knights of all time and excelled in all areas of combat. Today, he is revered as the greatest fighter and swordsman ever to have existed. Lancelot is also recounted for his extreme courage and courteousness. Next, we will look at the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar was a religious sect of knights that arose during the Crusades. Additional vows were added to their code to ensure high religious standards. Their main mission was to fight the infidels and protect pilgrims in the Holy Land. Now that we've discussed 3 examples of knights, are all the knights mentioned technically knights? I mean, they don't all fit all the criteria set out in the definitions. Yes, they are all knights for different reasons. All the men discussed were knights. Yes, they may have not all fit into the criteria set about in the standard definitions, but they all trained and they all upheld their codes. They all worked and fought for something that they found important and served their lords until they died, which was their true calling.